Hi, welcome to Pretty Truth. The truth isn't always pretty, but it's always the truth. This is my second video of recording this because my first video called COVID Hair got taken down by YouTube, and I thought there was a mistake, so I uploaded it again. Then I thought, it's the COVID thing. So I renamed it Hair, and they took it down again and gave me a strike. So yeah, my channel already has a strike. It's been, a month? I'm really hoping, speaking of hair, it's all over the place. I'm really hoping that they won't take it down again because I'm trying to get information out there about my personal journey. You don't have to believe what I say, but it's my personal journey. So I don't know what their deal is. Anyway, so we'll try it again. Although I'm not trying to offend anybody, I'm not trying to get in trouble, I'm not trying to get my channel taken down. I'm just trying to put the message out there of what happened to me and what is continuing to happen to me after having COVID. Okay, so here we go. My hair is falling out. Now you might not think that it is, but yeah, it's getting really thin. And it's not just so much the texture of it getting thin, but I've noticed. So my bangs grow like crazy. I swear I'm chomping at those things like every 3 days, and they're not growing. And then how I noticed, and I didn't even know that there was any kind of symptom of COVID about your hair. All of a sudden I noticed about maybe 2 weeks ago, I was losing a lot of hair. Now, I lose a lot of hair anyway because my hair is naturally blonde. Yeah, right. My hair is about as natural as COVID. I'm a bleach queen. What can I say? Don't hate me. So I just look better with blonde hair. That's the deal. I've had every color of hair. I've even had blue. I've had purple. I've had pink. I've had everything. I've had brown, black. Ooh, that was not good with my complexion. I've had, different shades of auburn. No, it didn't really look good. I have blue eyes. Red hair looks naturally red hair. Although I have had full on red hair, like red, like my lipstick kind of hair too. But auburn hair, whatever you want to call it, looks better with people with green or hazel eyes, even brown eyes, but not with blue eyes. And I've got this pasty white complexion, although I can tan, which is weird. I can. I usually have to burn 2 times during the summer, peel it all off, like get down to the, dermis. The epidermis is fried off like a potato chip, but the dermis actually somehow, that's where my melanin is, I guess. I don't know. So yes, I've had every kind of hair color and every kind of hair. I've done everything with my hair because, I like doing that. I'm a shade tree beautician, whatever. So anyway, I do lose a lot of hair because it's bleached. It breaks off. It breaks off. Like I'll have little tiny hairs all over the place because it is breaking off. Okay, that's a given. But ever since COVID, it is legit falling out from the root. I can see the hair follicle. It's freaking me the fuck out. And I've noticed, I mean, it just feels thinner. I'm freaking out. So I thought, damn, what the fuck? So I thought, is this another symptom of COVID? No fucking way, really? So I researched online. The first thing I saw was Khloe Kardashian, one of my idols. No, I'm just kidding. I think she's cute though, but I don't idolize her. I don't idolize any celebrity really because I know how celebrities really are. It's all fake, but so is my hair. Anyway, I read that she had COVID, which I didn't know, but she did, and her hair was falling out. And she does have beautiful hair. She really does. Out of all of the Kardashian girls, I think she's the prettiest, and her hair is the prettiest. And to know that her hair was falling out, I was like, oh, shit. And she was saying that it was a symptom, like a post symptom of having COVID, not during, aftermath. And so she started taking vitamin D. And the vitamin D thing throughout the whole COVID thing has really been talked about a lot. I'll have to do some more research about why that is. But yeah, even in the hospital when they tell me that there's no cure for COVID, yeah, fucking bullshit. They did send me home with my pre-printed packet that said, go home and die. Get the fuck out of here. Go take vitamins. They did include D. So there must be something about it. So I started on D today, and yesterday I got a huge, like family-size bottle of hair, skin, nails. So with all of the collagen and the biotin and vitamins A, E, did it have C in it? I'm not sure, but A and E for sure. It did not have D though. Interesting. But I started on D today, so we'll see what happens. I'll let you know the prognosis there. Then I was reading after I got done with Khloe, I was reading that people are having what is being termed COVID hair. Although it's really fucked up that YouTube took down my channel, or took down my video on my channel and gave me a strike because I named my video that was talking about the same shit, although now I can't remember what I said, so I'm redoing the whole thing. I called it COVID hair. And they took it down. It's like, no, I do have COVID hair. What's wrong? Help me. So I'm really hoping that this is a I would say semi-permanent. I don't even want it to be semi-permanent. I want this to go away really quick. But I was reading up on it that not only is it a symptom of COVID, but it can last up to 6 months. And if my hair all falls out in 6 months, I'm going to be bald. So, like I said before, my hair is not breaking off. It's coming out at the root because you can see the little nubby, so gross, but the little nubby hair follicle. Yeah. My hair is all over everything. I mean, everything. It's all over my clothes. It's all over my bedding. It's all over my chair at work. All over everything. I'm just like picking hairs off of me. And then, of course, when I wash it or brush it or comb it, oh my gosh, I mean, clumps are just coming out. So I'm really freaked out. So, all right. So as you have probably noticed, my channel is not just about shooting the shit about COVID and hair and makeup and whatever in life. Yeah, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Let's get real. Actually, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I am a conspiracy prover. So in my last channel, which YouTube did not like. Hopefully they'll be okay with this one. I said that COVID is not coronavirus, and it's not. It is not. There's no way. All of the things that happened to me, and other people too, I'm just using myself as an example. There's no way internal bleeding and almost dying and blood clotting and, I had sepsis, so my body was shutting down. All of my organs were shutting down. That's not coronavirus. That's not any kind of virus that is just a natural, earthly, regular occurring virus. It's not. I had COVID. COVID is a man-made, fucked with in a lab by professional scientists. And the Chinese government involved for sure that we all know about, and who knows who else. And people with money to do that, I mean, go to the store and buy a COVID test. It's like $20. Like, just a test alone, although you can go lots of places and get free. So please, if you do think you have it, there's all kinds of places you can get for free. But still, the amount of time and the amount of money that it took for scientists that we've already learned about, and everybody is just like swept under the rug, like forgotten about, or they just don't want to talk about it anymore. They'd rather find out what the latest best hand sanitizer, oh my God, I can't even say it, hand sanitizer is with the, strawberry flavor. Like, that's what everybody's into right now, but we're not focusing on finding out who was responsible for almost annihilating humanity. Okay, so anyway. I am saying that I did not have coronavirus. There's no fucking way. People get coronavirus every single year. And people who have the flu right now, I'm telling, and who can ride it out real quick on the couch, watching their, binge watching Netflix on their favorite show and taking some freaking NyQuil or Zicam, whatever, and they're well in, a couple days or a week. That's coronavirus. Normal, natural occurring coronavirus that we all get every fucking year. What I had, no. I had corona. Oh, sorry. No, now I'm calling it. Oh shit, now they got me doing it. I had COVID-19. Pre-packaged and man-made in the year 2019. I just happened to get it in the year 2021. There's no way that I would have had internal bleeding and a myriad of other things from just coronavirus. Come on, give me a break. And now my hair is fucking falling out. Now, when I was in the hospital, so in my last video, I'm trying to piece all this together. I'm trying to give you the points of my last video that got taken down so I actually say what I mean to say and not just go on a rampage. But I fucked around. If you saw my other videos, I fucked around with the ER for about a week. Going in, coming out, 4 times. And on the 4th time, they finally admitted me. So my very first experience of going to CVS Minute Clinic, where they were like, in 1 minute, they're like, I don't know what the fuck you have, bitch, but get the fuck out of here. We're not treating you. The ambulance is coming for you. Get the fuck out. No, God bless that primary care physician. Actually, she was a nurse practitioner. She was awesome. Thank God. She probably is one of many people who saved my life. Anyway, so I got ready on that day. That was Halloween, October 31st on a Sunday. And I did brush and comb my hair. I don't know if I'd washed it or not, but it was semi clean and ready for public view when I went to that appointment. Oh my God, watch my other videos about what happened there. Then I think that on Wednesday, now I've said in my other videos that my mind was everything was such a blur because I was literally passing away. I mean, really, I'm trying to be funny about it, but it's kind of not funny. I was literally in the middle of passing away during a week's long time of fucking around, not getting treated properly. I think it was that Wednesday that one of my other friends drove me up to the same hospital to get the monoclonal antibodies. They refused me, blah, blah, blah. Watch my other videos. I think that was maybe another day that I got ready, actually brushed my hair. So that would have been on a Wednesday, November 3rd, maybe? And I got admitted into the hospital. Oh, the second, well, whatever. And then I got admitted to the hospital on Saturday, November 6th. And I did not wash, brush, comb, look at in a mirror my hair until I got released from the ICU on Thursday, November 18th. And then I think when I came home, because I was still fucking around with the oxygen machines, that I did finally figure out how to set right, or my friend did actually, and I was using those because I was still that horrible pterodactyl sound. I sounded prehistoric. I was still doing that for about another week, and then I went back to work on the Tuesday after I got out of the hospital. So whatever Thursday the 18th was, then my horrible sounds that I would make trying to breathe and using the oxygen. And then that Tuesday I went back to work, and then I still brought my portable oxygen tank that looked like a freaking welding tank to work. And I would use that when I would get kind of nauseous and dizzy and lightheaded. And then at home, I would still use, for about a week long, I would still use the plug-in oxygen machine that creates its own oxygen. I would kind of sleep with it. And you know something? The nurse that would call, I think they called twice a day just from the hospital to check on me because I had COVID. I was at home, had oxygen. And the oxygen, I get it because the oxygen is almost like medication in itself. You can't just be snorting oxygen at high levels and not think that that's, bad for you. So, they would call every day, and then they kind of started, this one nurse, she kind of pressured me into giving the machines back, or the tank of the machine. And I was like, no, bitch, that's my oxygen. Because every time I would get really nauseous and lightheaded and I would use the oxygen, it would help me feel better. And I tried to explain that to her, and then we had kind of like a little argument about it. And she's like, they're not related. And I'm like, yes, it is. Ugh, I swear, I deserve an honorary medical degree at this point, or at least for COVID. I should write a medical journal or something. I don't know, because I know the recipe of what works and what doesn't, Although, a little side note here, I've already contacted the company. It's called Velcri. I guess that's how you say it. They make remdesivir, which is one of the medications that fucking saved my motherfucking life. And I already contacted them a couple times and said, thank you. You saved my life. I wrote them an email, and I also spoke with somebody on the phone, and I said, your medication literally saved me from dying. And So sorry, I'm holding the camera. I know I need a little stand or something here to kind of keep it from moving out, wobbling all the time. I told them, thank you. You saved my life. More people need to know about this medication because that's a crazy thing. Every time I talk to people about, oh, you've heard of remdesivir, fuck no, I haven't. It's terrible. Everybody should know about that. I mean, you do have to be hospitalized because it's an IV, but still, they should, you know. So the other thing that I told the makers of remdesivir, I said, listen, you guys need to get your scientists on a new project of creating remdesivir that's either not an IV, like it's pill or liquid form, in a lower dose that people can take the second they get COVID, or at least provide it as an IV that you can go and get, just like you can go get the IV monoclonal antibodies. Because those two things saved my life, along with azithromycin, which was also in a, well, although that comes in pill form, but what they gave me was the hardcore IV version. And I would say that, I mean, among everything else, but in the blood thinners and, the prednisone to open up my air pathways, and I mean, all these other things. But honestly, if I had to pick and choose, remdesivir, monoclonal antibodies, and azithromycin, although I know the full on recipe for what worked. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not just some odd case. The recipe of everything that they did with me at the end when they finally admitted me to the ICU, other than the fact that I probably should have been on a ventilator. I hate saying that because I'm highly against ventilators. They do a lot of damage. You'll see my other videos, but they do a lot of damage going in, coming out, keeping you on it, keeping you in a medically induced coma, keeping you strapped down to the bed. Also, my hospital, what they did was they also, as you're on life support, and that's what a ventilator is. Let's call it what it is. Let's be real. They flip you over so you're like upside down. Have you ever seen that horrible movie called Born on the 4th of July with Tom Cruise? And he's in that VA hospital. He's upside down. Oh my God, that's what I was thinking. But nevertheless, what they do is they flip you over so you're facing downward. And it does make sense, gravity or whatever, pulling all of those toxins out of your lungs. I mean, they even say when you first get COVID, the first thing you should do is try to sleep on your stomach, even with a heating pad too, to loosen all that up. And it's downward. So you're expelling all that even in your sleep. So it does make sense, but it freaked me the fuck out. And then everything I've heard about the ventilators, and so many people did not come off of them. Not so much because of the ventilator itself, although a lot of times what would happen is, okay, this is so creepy. And I hate to speak ill of ventilators without being a doctor. And like I said, my condition, as bad as I was, like hours away from death, literally. Although I'm laughing now, so you might not believe it. But yeah, if you would have seen me then, oh my God, you'd have been like, oh my God, she's not going to make it. But in my condition, I probably should have been on a ventilator, really, really looking backward. But nevertheless, all of the damage that the ventilators do, and also it's not even just that, like the physical cutting up your whole entire, esophagus and your lungs and everything that goes into it. But also a lot of people don't sync with the vents. So can you imagine? Can you imagine being sort of cognizant, although they do put you in a medical coma, but it's a cocktail. They have to keep, it's not they just put you on one drug to keep you out and you just are out. I mean, they have to keep, an anesthesiologist has to keep making sure that you don't even slightly wake up because you will fight the vent. So they do strap you down to the bed because even if you wake up just a little tiny bit, you will fight, like you'll reach to grab all that stuff out of you. It's just a natural reaction. You might not even know you're doing it. It's just the natural thing to pull all that shit out of you. So they have to strap you down. But if you're not completely 100% out, like in another world somewhere, you will fight the vent. And then here's the other creepy thing about it. As they start scaling back the medication to get you off of the vent, you will fight the vent too because your natural, cardiopulmonary reaction to breathe and for your heart to beat. I mean, it's all a system. When you have this foreign object in you, this life support system inside of you acting as your auto response, a lot of people didn't sync with it. So they would kind of sort of wake up. Like, can you imagine having all this tubing and everything else down inside of you, breathing for you? Breathing, it's not just you have, like a feeding tube. That's the other thing they do to you. They put a feeding tube up in your nose and down in your stomach, to keep you alive, obviously. And so that would just be annoying, and you probably would want to pull it out, but you could deal with it. But the breathing response, so what happens is people don't sync with the vent. The vent is going, and then you're trying to kind of breathe. Oh my God, no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I should have maybe, but I don't know. But nevertheless, it all worked out. Here I am, alive. So I'm not saying 100% that ventilators aren't good. I mean, shoot, I would have probably invented that myself in my mind, a million years ago if I was a doctor, being like, they should have a machine that breathes for people. I mean, I get it, and, God bless anybody who actually needs to be on it. But it is really scary, and a lot of people just didn't survive it. So I was like, oh God, this is. But the thing is when they were pressuring me to get on one, I couldn't speak. And if you know anything about me, I'm a talker. So I literally could not speak. All I could do is freaking pterodactyl. So as they're pressuring me to get on it, I'm like, and then I had to have a family member come and sign forms to be my power of attorney. And then she had to, it's a long story, but she had to also sign forms saying that not to put me on it at the moment, but it might change. Oh my God. It was just, oh my God. It was, what a journey. What a fucking journey. So, blah, blah, blah. Back to my hair falling out, which is the most important thing. Who cares if I almost died? Who cares if I can't breathe? Who cares if I'm on life support? Who cares if I have to have other people legally sign papers on my behalf? Just as long as my hair doesn't fall out. I'm just kidding. That's terrible. So vain. Is it falling out right now? It's like clumps of hair just falling out while we're talking. Oh my God. So anyway, I'm joking, but I'm not joking. I wish I was joking. Literally, my hair is all over everything. All over everything. I bet when I get up, there'll be 2 handfuls of hair. So, as you know from my other videos, I have said, and I will shout it from the mountaintops, I did not have coronavirus. I had COVID. COVID is a man-made biological weapon. It was designed by high-level people in this world to annihilate the population. And I don't care. I don't care if you want to make fun of me and go, oh, whatever, drama queen. No, that's what it is. How everyone somehow forgot about that creeps me out. That almost creeps me out more than the COVID biological weapon crazy evil people, evil scientists in a lab somewhere in a foreign country trying to come up with something to kill everybody in the world. That's creepy enough. But the fact that everybody knew that this was happening and now they don't even talk about it anymore, that's weird. That's weird. I mean, right? And then I upload a video called COVID hair and it gets taken down. Like, what the fuck? Medical misinformation. I'll tell you what's misinformation is telling people there's no cure for COVID. There's a lot of cures, but I will say this: remdesivir, monoclonal antibodies, azithromycin for the pneumonia that you are going to get. Sorry. Sorry, princess. You're going to get pneumonia unless you have coronavirus. If you have coronavirus, you're going to have stuffy nose, the headache. I never got the headache. I never had stuffy nose. You're going to get the fever, which everybody has, but it's not going to be crazy fever. My fever spiked at 104 at one point. You're going to have all kinds of crazy stuff and you're going to not be able to breathe if you have COVID. If you have coronavirus, you're going to feel like shit. Your body's going to hurt. You're going to have a low-grade fever, not 104. Your oxygen levels are not going to dip down like mine did. You're supposed to be at 98 to 100. Mine was 88. Oh, my God. Is that even, possible? I can't even... It's plausible, but it's not possible. I don't even know how I lived. That's crazy. I guess because I'm just such a hardcore bitch. That's probably why I survived COVID. But coronavirus and COVID, two absolutely separate things. Calling coronavirus COVID or calling COVID coronavirus, as I said in my other video, is like saying a heart attack is indigestion. Flesh-eating bacteria is just athlete's foot. Your hair falling out to the fact that you're bald is just dandruff. No, come on. So one last thing. COVID is a poison. It's a man-made poison. And everything I read about my hair falling out is like, oh, when you have stress or a really high fever, your hair will fall out. Okay, I'm not saying that that's not true. But I'm telling you, this is not just for my fever. I had pneumonia when I was in 4th grade, and I had a fever of 103, actually, and I was in the hospital for a week. I was still not this sick, literally. And although, I was a little kid, and I know that, the younger you are, the healthier you are, you're going to not have the symptoms, the older you are, whatever. Although I don't have any pre-existing conditions at all. So, and that could be why I survived it barely. Wow. But here's what I'm saying. COVID is poison. It's a man-made poison. It's not coronavirus. It's not, it might have viruses in it, but it's not just one. It's poison. And if you want to make fun of me, just think about this. When you go in for chemo, which I'm actually against, by the way, don't get me started on that, having poison filter throughout your entire body just to target cancer cells, unless you have leukemia, but to target carcinogens where you just have a cancerous tumor, I think is wrong. Like, why would you infect your whole entire body and kill good cells? Okay, don't get me started. Although, don't get mad at me. I am okay with radiation therapy because it targets the carcinoma, and people have had a lot of success with that. Now, listen, whatever works for anybody, and when it comes to medical options, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, the whole point is to survive and to be well and to be happy and to live. So, if chemo works for people and it puts them into remission, whatever works. But I'm just saying that on the whole, I don't believe in chemo, but I'm okay with radiation therapy. Obviously, surgery to remove a tumor or to remove tissue that could possibly be affected by carcinogens. I mean, obviously, the reason why breast cancer survivors survive and why breast cancer is not the death sentence that it used to be, 10 years ago, is because women are not as scared now to go ahead and get 2 mastectomies, get all of the breast tissue removed, and then get a nice boob job afterward. Um, because those cancer cells are only going to target breast tissue. Removing the breast tissue, boom, you're going to be okay. Okay, so I'm okay with things like that. But my point about chemo is you filter your entire system with poisons, hardcore poisons that are poisonous on purpose to be targeted toward, to kill cells and to kill the cancerous cells, and then healthy cells just get in the way. I'm telling you right now, COVID is also a poison. And when you have chemo, what's the first thing that okay, well, maybe not the first. I mean, the first thing that happens to you is, the puking and the pooping and everything else, because your body's trying to expel all of those poisons. But the main thing that people have happen to them across the board, you have chemo, this is going to happen to you. Your hair falls out by the root. It's not like your hair breaks off and then everybody who's done chemo just has like a really short, buzz cut. No, completely bald, because it's poison. And I'm telling you right now, me having COVID poisoned my body. And that is why my hair is falling out. My body is trying to slough off all of those poisons. Now you could say, well, you had 104 fever. Shoot, it might have been 105 at one point. Probably lost some brain cells with that. Hence all of the tangents that I go on. Or you could say, well, you were on some really hardcore medication. Stuff you can't just get on the street. I mean, hardcore. Brand new medication, by the way. Monoclonal antibodies have actually been around for a while. They were for people with lung issues. Cystic fibrosis, is that one of them? I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me. But they have been around a while to help anybody with any kind of a lung invasion of any kind. And then, of course, the remdesivir, that's brand new or pretty new. It's closely linked to HIV antivirals, but specifically targeted for COVID. So it is new. You could say, well, it's an antiviral. That is a poison, because any antibiotic, any antifungal, any antiviral is chemo, is a poison to kill cells. Antiviral killing viruses. So, you could say that, and, I can't prove it, but I'm telling you what I think. I think that COVID is a poison, man-made, not natural, and I was poisoned, and my body is trying to expel all of that, and losing my hair is one of the huge symptoms. I hope it stops. I guess we'll see. My next video, I'll be completely bald with a little bow. I'll just tape a little bow on my hair so you know I'm still female. Like a little baby. Anyway, so there you go. I hope this video doesn't get taken down again. That would be really fucked up because I'm trying to put the information out there. And whether you agree with it or think I'm fucking crazy, it's still my journey. It's still my personal journey. That sounds like, I went to, freaking the south of France and sat on the beach all day and, drank French wine. But whatever you want to call it, my descent into hell. But it is mine and it did happen. So, anyway. But if it's happening to you, yeah, if you got COVID as bad as I did, your hair's probably gonna fall out. But I'll give you the update in a week or so about what's going on with me taking vitamin D and my hair, skin, and nails vitamins. We'll see. All right. Take care. And I don't know. Careful of split ends. Okay. Thanks for listening. Bye.